All right, this video is going to walk you through using the rectangular pattern. So the rectangular pattern is up here right above circular pattern. And just as this, for this exercise, we're going to do something simple like maybe a candy bar, like a Hershey's candy bar that has like those squares, like the grid on it. So we'll do something like that to create this. So I'm going to start out by creating a sketch, and I'm just going to do like a rectangle, uh, like maybe right up about here. And I want to add dimensions to it because you always want to know what size you're working with here. So I'm going to say like that's maybe 3/4 of an inch wide by 1/4 of an inch tall. All right, so it kind of looks like a segment of a Hershey bar. I'm going to put some text in the middle of it too. Well, I'll go back and do that later. I'll go back and do that later as a separate step. So I'm going to finish that. Now, in the fidget spinner video, I showed you how you can do this in sketch mode, where you can do a pattern in sketch mode. I could do the pattern in sketch mode, or I can do it in solid mode. So for this video, I'm going to show you how to do it in solid mode after you've already got things extruded and filleted and finalized the way you want them to be. I'll show you how to do a pattern to take all of those features, not just a sketch, but all of those features, and pattern it into something much bigger. So I'm going to go ahead and extrude this rectangle here. Let's go like maybe 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, it looks good. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my text on the top of that. So I'm going to create another sketch on the top of it and use the text command to put the word Hershey's on there. All right. I want that to say Hershey's. And let me see. Let me select my text and make it, see if that's 1/4 of an inch. Probably, let's see what 1/8 of an inch looks like. That's probably a little bit big. So let me double click on that and select it. Go back down to the 0.1. That'll fit pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and move it. Just drag it over so that it's kind of centered up on that square. There we go. And then I'm going to finish the sketch and extrude that to make it pop out a little bit. Extrude that. This doesn't need to pop out very much at all. Which 30 thousandths looks pretty good. All right. So I've got that part of it. I could continue adding more features to this if I needed to fillet things or chamfer or add more, more extrusions or whatever. I could do all of that stuff. But I think I'm pretty happy with this right now. Let me go ahead and put some chamfers on it just so I can show you how you do get quite a bit of power in being able to, maybe a 0.01. There we go. Quite a bit of power in that you're able to take a several features. I mean, as many features as you want. Right now I have 2 extrusions and a chamfer over here in my browser. I could pattern all 3 of those things at one time. All right. So ready to start doing the pattern. I'm going to choose rectangular pattern. And notice I'm not in a sketch. I'm in the 3D modeling. So I can come up here to rectangular, and it wants to know what features am I trying to do. So I'm over here in my browser. I'm going to select them over here. I'm going to say I want to do the extrusion 1, holding down the shift key. I want to do extrusion 2 and the chamfer, all 3 of those. Those are the features I want to pattern. Then it wants to know some directions here. So in order to do a rectangular pattern, you need to know basically what direction is X and what direction is Y. So on direction A, I'm going to choose, let me see, direction A, I'm going to choose this direction for it. And you see it's already starting to pattern 2. Let's make this maybe 6. Do 6 of those. All right. And then the spacing in between is the other thing that I have control of here. So the 1 inch is too big. Let's go like maybe 0.75. That gets them right up against each other. That's perfect. All right. I'm going to be okay with that. Direction B, if all I wanted was 1 row like that, I'm done. I could just say okay, and it would do it. But I also want to have a row down here. So this is like a row, but I also want to have columns going down the other side. So for direction B, this time I'm going to choose one of the vertical members of that. All right, and it's trying to do the pattern up that high. Let me see. Count. Let's give me about three of them. There's the third one, and then I'll adjust that spacing in there. Now that was 0.25 in that one direction. So what's that look like? That looks pretty good. It's got them right on there. I'm going to go more though. So let's go like maybe 4. Here we go. That looks a little bit more like a Hershey bar. Click on OK, and there is my patterned chocolate bar. Now, notice I had the spacing fit to where they were right up against each other, and I've got a nice solid surface here along the top. If I'd had that spacing a little bit different, I might have had a gap or something in there. And in that case, I could just come to the back side of this, create an extrusion on the back of one of the uh, the Hershey sections, and add an extrusion to kind of join them all together into one piece. But that is the pattern command for rectangles. You kind of see what maybe spark some ideas. You could do a calculator, you could do a keyboard, you could do anything that has rows and columns in it as a design feature. That is the end of this video.